Hello, warriors of the War Channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about one of the weapons that is most impacting, at least in terms of morale, the war in Ukraine, which are Russia's glide bombs. But before we start, I wanted to tell you that I am Commander Robinson Farinazzo, a Navy Reserve officer, and this is the War Channel, a platform for military, strategic, and geopolitical analysis. So if you're new here, subscribe to our channel and give us a like. That said, let's get to today's video. Well, folks, first of all, I need to explain why these glide bombs were developed, right? Because in fact, they are part of the concept of standoff weapons. What is standoff? These are weapons that you can fire at the target while staying safe from the enemy's air defenses. So these are missiles that you launch from an aircraft, long-range missiles, or these bombs that basically work as follows. The bomb is released from an aircraft at high altitude because it has a glide ratio. What is a glide ratio? It advances a certain number of meters. As it advances, it descends a few more meters. So what happens in this scenario? It has wings that provide lift, giving it a glide ratio, and a guidance system, using both GPS and inertial navigation, a combination of both. It has both systems. So basically that's it. You see a bomb here. It would have wings extended here, which open as soon as it leaves the plane. And as it falls, it has a ratio. It glides until it reaches the target. GPS systems guide or inertial systems guide to the target position. As the computer calculates this distance, they act on the horizontal and vertical actuators on the control surfaces to ensure the bomb gains its direction. This is, in summary, how a glide bomb works. Now, why are they so feared? Let's talk a little about that. Firstly, because given the low cost, the Russians have a fairly reasonable quantity. They took some old bombs and adapted them. This is the truth. So, the Russians use this bomb system quite a bit. The Ukrainians have even managed to jam some bombs with American systems, like the MLK-84V, the American system. But what happens? Since Russia also uses inertial systems, the inertial system is very difficult to jam. The effectiveness of these threat systems is quite limited in the case of these Russian bombs. They have also been using the Pokrova electronic warfare drone, which could interfere with the trajectory. The other defense is kinetic defenses, so systems like the Gepard, for example, the American CRAM, or the Sidewinder itself. And it seems that the Americans are developing some laser weapon, but it is not operational yet. By the way, this laser weapon thing, I hear a lot about it, but I haven't seen it in an industrial form yet. Another thing being attempted is to destroy the Su-34 and Su-35 at the bases, either at the bases through drones or using anti-aircraft defense to catch the planes in flight. Factories are also being attacked, the factories that produce the kits, the MPK. The planning kits for these bombs are being targeted. There was an attack on Kazan in 2024, where these kits were manufactured. Now, what the Ukrainians are trying to do is exploit camouflage, troop dispersion as well, which is a trap, and they also use decoys like in World War II, rubber tanks, and a series of other things to make the Russians waste ammunition. Now, the cost-benefit of these bombs greatly favors Russia. Why? They are old bombs costing $20,000, and the PAC-3 missile from the Patriot system costs over $1 million. So the cost-benefit relationship is very clear. Russia launches several of these bombs in a day. Eventually, it will exhaust Ukraine's air defenses. And Russia's anti-jamming systems are getting better and better. It's reducing the effectiveness of the Ukrainians' jamming. Jamming, for those who don't know, is the emission of electronic signals that scramble the guidance system, radar, etc. The enemy reduces their efficiency. And there's thought about using artificial intelligence in the future to predict probable trajectories and monitor them, or even swarms of drones to stop these bombs. But the problem is the same as always, right? At the moment, there's little technology available against these devices, right? And what's coming in the future hasn't been effectively tested for safe use. So at the moment, it's favoring the Russians. We were talking last week with a Russian combatant, Vadim Belov. For those who haven't seen the interview, I suggest taking a look. He mentioned that one of the most efficient ways Russia had to destroy the Ukrainian trench system, which was very good, was through these guided bombs. So, that was our video for today, folks. If you watched, comment, give a like, and tell us what you think about these guided bomb systems. If you want to help with pics, it's in the description, and I remind you that now, in February, we'll have our webinar on the strongmen of the Middle East. I'll leave you with the intro, and afterward, there are also some books about the war in Ukraine for those who want to catch up. We'll be back tomorrow, always with responsibility and commitment. Faith in Brazil, folks. See you later.
Fé no Brasil, pessoal. Até mais. Bom, gente, na nossa lista de desejos que se encontra aqui na descrição do
Well, folks, in our wish list found in the video description, you'll find many books about the war in Ukraine. And I remind you that the books delivered by Amazon's delivery system arrive quite quickly, okay? But if you're from the generation that prefers a Kindle book, you can download it instantly. The prices are very good, right? The topics are quite up to date and will give you a very clear picture of what's happening in the war in Ukraine. And I remind you that every time you buy books and other items on Amazon, you are supporting the Arte da Guerra channel.
Vocês estão ajudando o canal Arte da Guerra.